Jab to the body. Boom. Right there, one more time. I like that. Some people might want to try throw your jab to the body. They might want to try clearing it out. I don't like it as much, clearing it out, because it's a dangerous way to deal with the shot. In the CA Boxing Gym, Coach Anthony Boxing, and we got a special guest. We got Kurt helping me out right here, trying to get this thing done. And we're going to talk about blocking punches to the body, which can be tricky for some people. I ain't going to say no names, but it can be tricky, actually, because if you have the proper stance, it could be easy. You know what I mean? But then, even then, it could be a little hard. It all depends on who you're fighting. It all depends on your tactics. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna talk about the very basic version of it. We're gonna start with the jab to the body. Jab to the body can be a very annoying punch to defend. Trust me. It's so annoying that sometimes people rather take it than block it. That's how crazy it can be. Now, it may not hurt you like too bad, but it can affect your offense and your defense and everything else that goes along with it. So when I'm throwing the jab to the body, and I'm telling a conventional orthodox guy who is, comfortable with his elbows in and hands up, not necessarily in the Philly shell position, I would tell him to typically take whatever elbow he's comfortable with, probably on the same side. My opinion would be the same side, because there's less dangers with what's coming after it, because your hands are in position better to defend. You're in a better posture to defend if the right hand was to come, if you were to maybe get that elbow here and then be prepared to go from that side right to the other side to defend the right hand if it was to come. So we're going to start with that jab, and Kurt's going to demonstrate. He's going to use that right elbow to defend against my jab to the body. So here it goes. Right. And it's almost even, now, you're not going to parry necessarily shots to the body, but when throwing like a straight shot, if your elbow, remember we're talking about you got the nice hoodie on too, by the way. I wonder, oh my goodness, that's a beautiful hoodie. Man, I wonder where you got that from. Anyway, okay. When you're boxing, you don't have, most of the time, if you're a pro, even to a degree if you're amateur, you're not going to have anything on your arms. So we're talking about sweat, we're talking about all kinds of things going on here. Vaseline may be there, no pun intended when I say Vaseline. So it's going to be a little slick. So even then, you can have shots slide off your arms and slide in a certain direction. You want to make sure you have it go in the right direction if it happens to do that. So that's why I'm saying you take that right elbow and you even almost somewhat deflect it too a little bit. So let's see him do it again. I'm going to stab the body. Boom. Good. You don't want to go too far. You don't want to go too far because you don't want an opening on the other side there. You know what I mean? So let's do it again. And remember, be ready to defend it. Don't necessarily have to go at it. You know what I mean? Let's be careful. Here it goes again. Good. Very good. One more time. That's it. Good. Keeping me away from landing that shot, because that's a starter shot. That can create a lot of, like I told you, it's a difficult, hard punch to deal with. It can create a lot of things off it. Right? Now, unfortunately, I got to do it, and I hate defending this shot, especially this way, but I'm going to try. You know what I mean? We got Kirk in here. I don't know. He might take my body out. So here it is. Go again. Boom. Oh, look at that. I did it. Oh, my God. Aim a little. And when I tell guys to throw jabs to the body, I'll tell them, and I was about to tell them to go a little lower. Pause. But I was about to tell him to go a little lower and extend the jab to about right here. But then I'm thinking, I would typically want to aim it here, right at the solar plexus area. You know what I mean? And it's higher because I tell my guys when they throw the jab to the body to throw it either on the level or slightly higher than the level that they are. So when I'm there, boom. You see how I am there? This is the proper way, in my opinion, to throw that jab. Keeps that right hand out of the way a little bit. The danger of getting caught with it. So that's a little extra. But anyway, once again, I'm going to defend this jab to the body. Boom. Right there, one more time. I like that. Some people might want to try, throw your jab to the body, they might want to try clearing it out. I don't like it as much, clearing it out, because it's a dangerous way to deal with the shot. If you extend that arm away from your body, I mean, there's always a chance that he can maybe feint, you know, a la Floyd Mayweather when he was fighting David Corrales. He could feint, that hard feint to the body, and then they reach down to deal with it, and here comes a hook over the top. So, yeah, I think the safest way for me, not everybody's the same, is to deal with that jab to the body with that right elbow. Possibly if you want to, you can even try with the left elbow. It all depends on your comfort level with the side. I think doing it this way with the left side, go ahead, throw that jab, can be a little problematic if you lose sight, because you're losing sight. When I'm there, I lost sight of that right hand, and it could come over the top. So I typically want to be able to at least see it coming. Throw that jab. Now, if you want to throw the right hand, I'm ready for it. I'm ready to defend it if you're going to decide to come back up. So that's a little extra there again. I'm giving out all this technical information. It's all good. You know, but that's the jab. So now when we get into this hook, uppercut, shovel, 45, whatever you call it, to the body, they're all very similar. So I don't think we really need to go too much into the difference of what they are. Maybe on the right side a little bit, because the right uppercut slightly coming at a different angle than the right hook will be. So you maybe need to go over both of those. But on the left side, it's very, very similar. Very rarely would you see somebody, and I'm going to have Kurt demonstrate catching again. Very rarely would you see a guy throwing an actual hook to this angle at the body. That's typically not where they want to throw, because if you look at where his elbow is and the angle of that, it's going to be a very difficult punch to land in that position. You know what I mean? You would have to literally hope for his elbow to be all the way up, which, you know, at times we make mistakes. Like I said, yeah, we will have that happen, but it's just not feasible. It's not realistic in my opinion. So when we throw that shot to the body, it's typically going to be like a half uppercut, half hook situation on that left side. And that right there would be the best way to deal with it. Boom. You see that? Boom. And once again, be strong. Now I'm throwing a shot to the body. Bend that knee. Be solid. And that toe heel alignment. Butt down. Ready for war. Ready to take the shot and ready to give something back. Okay? So one more time. Ripping it. Boom. He's able to catch it. Look. Strong, solid. Not really able to get through. Because when you throw this shot, you're typically wanting to aim for that, the liver shot, they like to call it. So you're typically aiming for that spot. So once again, I'm going to go solid. He's protected, all good. Now he's going to throw it at me. Take it easy on me, Kurt. I'm supposed to be the pro here. I don't want him hurting me. You know what I mean? I might be old and brittle. Who knows? Well, let's see. Throw that shot. Perfect. Now, when throwing this shot, I'm always giving a little extra. When throwing this shot, we don't want to get outside our body. All right? We want to make sure that foot, and we don't want to step even outside this area. We want to step to where we're throwing. All right? So when he steps to that side, if he's going to step at all, you're going to turn that right shoulder, which is going to load this shot. Now, I got to really think about putting my body in position to catch, because I'm about to give him all this power. When we throw. Go. Let's go. Rip. See that? You see how much more power he's able to get? But guess what? I'm strong. And even though I'm old, I'm still strong. I got myself in position I can still catch that shot. Do it again. Also, notice my hand positioning. Where it is. It didn't go up. It didn't go down. Now, obviously, I'm biting body punches. Why would it go up? But look where my hand is. Look where my head is. It's not disconnected from each other. You understand what I'm saying? So let's do it again. One more time. Beautiful. Now we're going to talk about the other side. I'm sorry, I'm doing this playing musical, I guess. But now we're going to talk about the right uppercut to the body first. Now let's go to right hook first. We're going to go and keep it in order, right? So let's go right hook. So now I'm going to throw the right hook to the body. Once again, the way to throw the right hook, just like if you were throwing it to the head, is to step out of the way of this here right hand. You don't want to put yourself in position. You don't want to throw a shot, especially a hooking shot, from the rear hand in a position that is right here to be hit. You want it to trail behind you. You want to take his focus to be on your head going this direction, maybe even underneath that line. Like a nice roll and then bring that shot. Just try to be as safe as we possibly can when we do it. But to defend this shot, just as we would defend the right hook upstairs, you're going to defend the right hook to the body very similarly. It's not going to be much different. You're going to hold that position. You're going to create that shield. And just in case I change my mind last second and roll under and bring the shot to the head, you don't want this to drop down to defend the shot. You want to be in a nice crouched, solid position, like a spring, ready to explode, right? So here I go. I'm bringing the shot. Boom. Solid defense. Shield. Don't move. Use your body, use your legs, everything to defend. Here it is again. Boom. Perfect position. All right? Now, unfortunately, he's going to throw it at me. And I have to defend it. And once again, Kurt, let's make sure that we step on the outside and bring this as a trailer. So let's do it again. Hit the shot. Beautiful shot. Now look, and in this situation, I would never tell somebody to throw a shot fatter. But in this situation, it has to be a little bit fatter because it's coming behind him. It's a little bit, and he's also trying to get it around this here elbow, which I'm not going to allow him to do. Thank you. But here it is. Notice my hand positioning. Doesn't drop. Everything is in position. Go again. Defending. I didn't even really go here. Well, I see a lot of people doing that. And yes, that can be beneficial. But I don't need it because I'm already in the perfect position. I'm already in a solid defensive position. Go. I don't have to move my elbow down. I don't have to move it up in this situation, okay? That's another shot. Now we're going to do the right uppercut, right? We're going to do a little right uppercut. Now this is very similar. The angle is slightly different. I will say that. But it's not really going to be that much. Now maybe you might have to angle a little more here, right? And once again, like I say, let's defend on the same side, right? We don't want to defend blocking the right uppercut with the rear side. Because there's a good chance I'm going to find this space a little easier if he turns. You understand what I'm saying? So let's use the same side. And when defending the rear uppercut, it's going to be the same thing. Boom. Right there. Now in this, you see Kurt did the right thing. He put himself in that shield position. Very similar to what he would do is if I was throwing that straight right hand. Because the angle, though it may be coming from underneath, it is still coming straight ahead, like straight at him. There's no circle to the right, to the left of him. You understand what I'm saying? So he has to kind of turn to meet it a little bit, okay? So once again, he's going to do it. Boom. Ah, look, the elbow came out a little bit. Look at that. Oh, I got some meat. There it is, boys. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Keep that elbow tight. Make sure you keep that shield strong. Here it is again. Boom. Perfect. Now, I'm going to do it. I hope I don't make the same mistake. I don't want to lose my lunch when I didn't eat yet. Here it is. Slight little turn. You got a slight little turn. Do it again. Right there. Do it one more time. There it is. You want to make sure you keep your elbows in. You want to be tight. You want to bend your knees. You want to have that toe heel alignment, that solid foundation, and that is the start of everything. It helps defense. It helps footwork. It helps absolutely everything. And when dealing with shots, especially to the body, it is very necessary. You understand what I'm saying? If you start moving your hands or trying to do too much because you're not in a good, solid position, that's how things happen. You get dropped, you get hurt, you lose your lunch. Those things actually happen in boxing, believe it or not. So, now that's great. I'm glad I was able to bring that to you. And that is defending, that is blocking punches to the body.